Hey Sainers, welcome to episode 9 of the Saints Nation podcast, where we're going through all things Saints this week. We are also joined here by Bem this week.
Yes, not at home, not missing out on this.
I'd rather do anyhow.
Would never miss out on this.
I'm very happy
to
have. I'm very happy to have Bem back as we look to recap our latest win against Melbourne. But before we do, we are very excited to share with you that next week we will come out and tell you that we are being joined by someone very high up at the Saints who will join us in 3 weeks' time for a podcast.
Big announcement. I believe we're recording on the Monday.
We are recording on the Monday.
Yes, and we will hope to get it out hopefully on the Wednesday.
Yeah, we really hope so.
Yeah.
And
Cooper.
very, very high up at the club. They are in the top 2 positions at the club, so that gives you a bit of an insight as to who they are.
Could be only one of 2 people then. So leave your comments down below.
50-50 chance there. We'll just spoiled it all.
I will say we're not copying Saints TV.
We're not.
I'll say that much.
We're not. They are prepared to talk all things Saints, trade,
Spoiled the whole thing.
business.
Okay.
Business. They are very happy to join the Saints Nation podcast, and we are very happy to talk about our latest win over Melbourne. So let's get into that, boys.
Go on, Ben.
You can start, Cooper. I missed last week.
You want me to start?
You're on good form from last week. You can start.
Yeah,
Cooper.
well, look, going into the game, I thought it was going to be the exact same as the last few weeks.
Yep.
Not much going on. Maybe Nasa's 30 in the goal. But no, we... What?
He basically did.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like not much else. Nobody else did anything. I think one to start with, Keeler really stepped on that first quarter, especially and Max Hall, which really set the tone for us throughout the game, and then we just held on to that lead for the rest of the game. I think transition off turnovers really worked well too, and it's the reason why we won the game in the first place.
We really started playing that sort of fast football that we wanted to see and we saw earlier in the year, and surprise, surprise, when we play like that, we win football games.
Speaking of earlier in the year, I thought it was very, very reminiscent of the Port Adelaide game. Started like a house on fire.
That was crazy, that game.
That was ridiculous. I don't think I've seen a better quarter of Saints football in like 15 minutes than that. That was just a burst. And it was very similar after like the first 8 to 10 minutes of the first quarter on the weekend, where we just moved the ball like we've never done before. It was just ridiculous. Like that first goal for Max Hall, literally from a missed point, I believe.
When Pickett didn't even make the distance, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, it was when Pickett didn't make it, but basically kick it from the kick in. Yeah. Like, and we just went coast to coast. And how often do we do that? Never.
No, never.
And it felt like we did that 3 times in the first quarter.
Do you think this is a game Darcy Wilson would have thrived in?
No, I don't think so. I
disagree.
I don't know. I think he deserved to be dropped last week.
Yeah, but I feel like this would have been a great game to play in. But
yeah, that's fair.
I mean, he could have, but at the same time, we've been a transition team, and he hasn't been able to properly impact the game.
Yeah, there's such a wide ground.
It is, but like at the same time, he's been pretty poor with his disposal. So I think he could have, unfortunately, negatively impacted the game in that sense.
Ooh.
Unfortunately,
maybe Melbourne only kick 15 behinds if he's playing.
Okay.
Convert a bit. 21 behinds.
We missed a lot of cheap ones too, though.
Crazy.
We got lucky. Yeah, Keelis one on the goal line that he shouldn't have touched.
Yeah.
Mitch Owens run into a direct goal.
Yeah, Hunter Clark running into a direct goal. Missed his.
I think there's 4 or 5 that we missed too. So
I feel like we always do this. No matter if we win or lose, we always just fuck some easy goals up.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah. You just I can't trust Mitch Owens anymore. Like running into open
I
goal.
messaged you boys when he was kicking the goal. I'm like, this could either be the greatest jinx of all time, or I'm just going to tell the truth.
Yeah, it's very similar to the one against Carlton, but one man who didn't really screw up at all this game, Callum Wilkie, career best game, I want to say.
I think
he's so good.
Blazers already fitted for another year, I think.
You have to think so.
Easily a top 3 defender. I even had a Melbourne fan message to me yesterday. Easily top 3 defender in the comp. Shout out Dave Carter. Easily top 3. I think he's AA. He's locked in now at the moment.
100% AA. We could have 3 defenders in the AA by the end of the year.
Yeah. As our lockdown...
At the moment, we might have both a halfback.
Sorry, well,
as our lockdown key defender, he had led us in disposals with 31.
That's crazy.
And had 15 marks.
Just ridiculous.
Do you have intercept possessions?
I think he had 11.
I can bring them up.
I think he had 11.
That is good.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure he had 11.
I think it was 9 rebound 50s too.
Yeah.
11 intercepts.
And only 2 kick-ins. So
yeah, exactly.
Didn't do an Irish showmaker.
Okay. Wanganeen-Milera. Okay, that's funny. Wanganeen-Milera, in the last quarter, in like the last 5 minutes, he kicked the ball in, but he didn't run out of the square. Get that one touchdown. Just get the touch.
I know someone had him locked in for 30.
I know.
What
And
did-
they
oh,
just
it's
didn't.
So
29.
mad. Had 29.
Yeah.
He stat padded in that last quarter.
20, but he
took
only
the
played
mick.
3 quarters.
Yeah,
he
true.
barely played the second quarter.
That's true. That's very
He's-
Speaking of that, Aiden Johnson just got offered a 2-match ban.
true. Oh,
That
I
should have
said
been more.
3.
Should
I
have
said
been more.
3.
I think
It shouldn't have been on the result. I think it should have been on him jumping up to bump him,
Yeah.
no matter where
Yeah,
he got
he
him.
really bad.
left his ground, had a high contact.
Yeah.
Made him get a HIA test, so
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
decent
And
contact.
that's probably our best player, let's say.
Yeah, we're all, I think,
Yep,
we're
he's
all
our best
pretty
player,
happy
and he was
that,
out of the game for 20 minutes. So
Naz is
didn't really
all
help.
safe and sound.
Yeah,
And
thank God.
hopefully sign the
Mhm.
contract soon, Naz,
Yes.
please.
I feel like that's
Please.
done. I'm gonna say it now. I'm pretty confident. The next couple of weeks you'll see it done.
I
He
hope so.
he signed a contract. It might not have been the contract, but he
Yep.
signed a contract. Did an interview with AFL.com.au
Never
where
does
he
those.
said he wants to do something special with the club.
Yep, that is
Yeah.
leaving us.
That'd be, God knows what I'd do to him, but if he left the club,
What is that a threat?
it's a promise, Naz. It's not a threat. It's a promise. Do not leave my club, please.
I hope so.
Please.
But another man from that draft class who's out of contract, Marcus Windhager.
It was phenomenal.
I've seen this a lot over Twitter and other social medias. Do you think this is the best game he's played? In his
round
60
round
game
2 against Geelong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what? This week
It
was,
was-
round 12.
He's had 3 great tagging games. It was this one, the one against Geelong, and the one against Lachie Neale a couple of years ago.
Yeah, like in his
With-
first year.
Yeah, I think it was Ross's first year.
Even-
against Brisbane.
And
Tim
round
Kelly-
2 last year.
Tim Kelly in 2022.
Yeah, against Dagos.
Nowhere
Yeah,
near it.
that was fun
is-
to take the mick out of Dagos, though.
One thing I noticed
yeah.
about Marcus Windhager, ever since he got number 2 on his back, if the round ends in a 2, he'll play really good. Round 2 against
Have you
Collingwood.
fact checked this?
I've fact checked this. Round
Okay.
2 against Collingwood last year.
Round 2 against
Round
Geelong.
2 against
this year.
Geelong this year.
Yeah.
And now round 12 against Melbourne.
Yeah.
It's
But I'm just
Oh
saying,
no, when he tags someone.
because I
True.
pick it was probably the best game I've seen this year. Last week
Mm-hmm.
had 24 and 5. Probably could have had 8 or 9 if he kicked straight.
did nothing this
And
week.
he did absolutely nothing because Windhager tagged him.
Yeah,
I think that
it's-
warrants why it's one of his best games I've seen him play.
100%. For Windy, he needs to be able to tag because he's not a midfielder that confidently gets around the ground
Yeah.
and confidently gets involved in score chains. He needs someone to be able to work his game off of.
Yeah.
And you see that, like, in the centre bounce, Pickett had 1 or 2 where he was able to beat him.
Yeah.
But aside from that, Windy was everywhere. And he beat him off of him as well. Like, this is what Windy's done 3 times now, where he's got off his man and had more touches.
Yeah.
The Holmes game, he had 25 Holmes and only had 19. This game, I think Pickett had 18 or something in the end. Windy had 28.
I think he only had 12, wasn't it?
I can't remember how many he had, but like it just shows
Must
that
be
when
right.
he is on someone, he's able to be a lot more damaging, especially like we've
Yeah.
lamented his kicking so
Yeah.
far this year.
I think
But it was a lot better. Like you remember the one he hit up Mitch Owens?
And when he's in that tagging role, it allows him to go to centre bounces
Yeah,
as well. Gets
exactly.
him out of that wing position. I think we all had Windy dropped last week.
he did.
I did not.
You didn't? You didn't?
Yeah,
Me and
he
Cooper definitely
says that
did.
now. He wasn't here.
And it wasn't because he was playing bad.
We
It was just
Shut
we
up.
wanted him to go back to the 2s and play midfield. And
Yeah.
thankfully the coaches, maybe they listened,
I think
decided to play him mid.
Listen to me.
especially
Saw my post.
especially with Windhager playing a little bit of half back too, really helped his
Yeah.
role, especially with Pickett going forward, which is I think was a great opposition matchup for him.
So I
as a
guess
forward slash
it's
mid.
probably something we'll touch
Yeah.
on a bit more next week, considering we have the bye. But
Yeah.
I think we'll all expect Windhager to go to Bontempelli or Richards against the Bulldogs in round 14.
I think we have to go to Bond after what he did to us.
Yeah.
He won't go to
6
Bond. He'll
weeks
go to
ago.
Richards.
I don't know, because Bond has the ability to go forward more
That-
as
but
well.
We should have
When
McRae back by that game.
Stocker will be back by then, so
We'll
Stocker
see,
will go to
we'll see.
Bond.
We'll save it for...
Stocker, McRae.
Yes,
save
we'll
it.
save it
Oh,
for next
okay.
week. Save it next.
No,
Thank you,
Darcy
Will.
back.
Save it for next
and
week.
Cooper's changes. It's going to be a hard week for Cooper's changes next
Yeah,
week.
so-
I nearly
mate.
quit this podcast when
Oh,
I
no.
heard the news
Oh,
that
no.
it wasn't being done this week.
I would have cried if you quit. We can't have it without you, Cooper.
And look, one man who look, wasn't 100% back to his best this week, but I thought did play really good was Brad Hill.
Yeah, it was better.
He was
Yeah,
definitely better.
Better.
He still had some mistakes.
Yeah, that
some
we love to
silly
point out.
His
turnovers.
goal was good. His goal
He
was-
Very good
did.
goal.
He made the distance.
I'm surprised by that. That was
Yeah.
what I was like. I saw it go straight. I was like, "That's going to drop, isn't it?"
Yeah.
But no, he got it.
We
He was
touched on
very
it
good.
earlier about how this game was probably would have been a good game for Wilson to play in. Did Wilson coming out the team maybe help Brad Hill a bit.
A little bit. Like, it's not that they're similar players, but they sort of play that similar role.
Yeah.
I suppose.
I think we'll have to see in the coming weeks, though, because I don't think we can judge it off one game with such a wide ground that we played so well in.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see against the Bulldogs, because I don't think Wilson will come straight back in.
We didn't even play VFL
Yeah,
this week. So.
Especially after
be-
not playing VFL.
Yeah, it'd probably be the fact that he wants to get him, like what Philippe did last year, where he gets a couple games in the twos.
And another fan favourite winger played really well this week, so that spot's sewn up for a couple of
Do
weeks.
you
at
want
least.
to talk about him?
I just feel like he played really well. I don't think he's droppable at the moment.
Speaking of Ryan Burns,
Your favourite,
he will never get. Who's a player from Ross's early
Zach Dawson,
Saints?
Rafael Clark,
Jack Dawson.
But
Robert
wasn't
Eddy.
dog shit.
Robert Eddy was dog shit.
Farron Ray.
Oh no, yeah, he's Jason Graham.
Yeah, probably Graham.
Yeah, Clinton Jones. He's a targeter, but he's there.
That's who he is. He
Yeah.
just won't get dropped
Yeah.
because he just fills in a spot. Like he's just a
Look, he had 20 touches, and his ball use wasn't terrible this week.
no, which is nice. But
Hasty 24 on a goal.
I just think
There we go.
exactly like what more could you get out of someone in
Yeah,
that role? That's all.
exactly.
But another experienced player who came back this week, who was absolutely fantastic, and provided a role that someone's other favourite man, unfortunately, hadn't been this year, is Daniel Butler.
Butler. 4
I
goals.
questioned why he was in the leadership group.
4 fucking
I was
cheap
very,
goals
very
too.
harsh on him. Thank you very much for proving me wrong, Daniel.
I know.
Yes.
Thank
Well,
you.
We all wanted him back for the Gold Coast game, and
That we did.
It was
didn't get him.
it was such a 2020 Butler game.
It
I
was. The mullet.
No offense to him, he's such a good football IQ. He does it himself, but 4 of one of the cheapest goals I've seen.
100% all at the top of the
Yeah.
square. But that's what Prime Butler was.
Yeah.
It was working back into the
And,
square.
I think his last goal, the 4th goal, you said in a group chat straight away, Lance Collard's not doing that. I think we all
Yeah,
agree
exactly.
that there's no way Lance is getting through 2 and still kicking a goal out of
Yeah.
it.
Exactly. And, like,
And-
there's nothing wrong with that because he's in his start of his 3rd year.
Yep.
Where he missed the back end of his 2nd. Like, there's nothing wrong with that if you're Lance Collard. You've got someone to work off of now.
Yeah.
And you can just watch him, develop off of him, and then take his role in a year and a bit.
Yeah. And didn't lay a tackle, but his pressure game is still there.
Yeah.
Which we love him for.
Well,
Only concern is he's got to give the goals to Higgins. He needs to
yeah,
give the goals
Higgins
to
could have
Higgins.
had
Yeah.
3 himself.
He
to be
easily
fair.
could.
He could have combined for
Easily.
about 7.
Yeah.
Only had the one.
Even
Pretty
there was
surprising.
a Butler handball receive and he ran on the wing, and I was like, oh my god, he might go all the way, like 2020 against Carlton
Yeah.
that one time. But no, he kicked it off.
Butler.
Another man who didn't return this week, but returned last week, Hunter Clark.
Oh
20
my
touches.
God.
Could have had 2 goals.
I
only
love
got
this
the
shit.
one.
Should have had 2
I
goals.
love this bloke.
How good is Hunter Clark?
What was
right
that
now?
free kick for?
I don't know.
What the hell
I'm
was
pretty
that?
sure he did get him high in the
No,
end.
But he went for.
didn't.
He had the ball first.
He-
It does not
Yeah.
matter.
He
What
was
do you-
over the ball first, and he was the one who had proper form and
Hope-
technique.
There
Hope
was
he
a
didn't get in
there
trouble
was a
for that.
thing that David Mackay, is it for Adelaide,
yeah.
didn't get suspended for going high at Hunter Clark, breaking his.
Yeah, we
Jaw.
talked about
Yeah.
that today on Zero Access Footy.
So then Hunter Clark's going, well, what have I done wrong? When it's so, I don't know.
So dumb. But I thought his role, he sort of took. So Hill probably played a bit more of the Wilson role, where it was a bit more up and back.
Yep.
And Clark almost took Hill's role, where it was coming up to the stoppage. And
think-
I thought he was that small forward who pushed up, provided that extra support. And he was so physical.
Yes,
Like
that's-
you speak of that bump,
that
but he
w- that
also
was
had the
good.
one where he just pushed the player over it. He danced around a player really late in the game. He broke tackles. Like he was able to get his hands free. And that's what Hunter Clark is.
That's why we drafted him for those reasons.
Like we drafted him as a midfielder who could get his hands free, who was really silky with the ball, and he made the right decision.
Shades of Lenny, just quietly.
A little bit.
I
Keep
completely
talking
disagree.
for a little bit. 'Cause
Really?
I'm gonna have a
But
good stat in a second.
I think for Hunter Clark, he needs to nail this role.
This is his time.
Because this is what we
stay
wanted
healthy.
Liam Henry to do.
Yep.
We wanted him to sort of be this, and Liam Henry's not going to be this physical bloke. He's going to be more of that genuine small forward who gets 15% midfield time when he comes up. But Hunter Clark could play 35% midfield time.
Yep.
And if he's doing this production and he hits the scoreboard like he did, this is pick 7 stuff. This is exactly why we drafted him, as you said. This is the player we get. And I think what Ross did with him this week, compared to last week, he got so much more out of him.
Yep.
He was impactful with the ball and by hand.
Yeah.
And I don't even think he played that bad last week either.
No,
It
I'm
was
not
such
saying
a-
it did.
It was
but
such a more complete game this week.
Yeah.
for him.
Yeah, and the big part about his game, it's something I've talked about a little bit, is his fitness. His
Mhm.
fitness is definitely a lot better this year. So last year he averaged 62% time on ground. He's now getting up to 76. So
Yep, very good.
Is that on average of 76?
Like what he
Oh,
had
the last, yeah. Okay.
last week. But last year he averaged 62% time on ground.
Yep.
Which is shit. It's bad.
I-
Bottom 14 in the AFL.
Yeah,
That's bad.
I heard a stat that he'd played 119 total AFL and VFL games in 8 years.
Yeah.
So
15 average a year.
Yeah,
It's terrible.
and that's including VFL. So that's probably max 10 games a year AFL wise.
Yeah.
He's missing half the year every single year.
And
So
he's- yeah.
just hope he gets the ability to play this year.
I hope he plays the rest of the season.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
100%.
Because, yeah, like we said, he was a former top 10 pick.
Mm-hmm.
These are the plays that we need to start coming good if we want to be a
If he
serious
can
team.
start coming good now, that's going to go so well for the next 2 years. If he can stay
Yeah.
healthy and do what he just
Yeah.
did this week for this team.
I hope so.
100%.
And speaking of draft picks, I thought these two were really good, Travalia and Boxall. So weren't near the top of the stat sheet, but I thought they were
No.
both pretty good. You
Did he
didn't
got
think
his
they were
goal? Got his goal.
good? Yeah.
Love that.
I thought they were good. You didn't think they were good?
No, I'm not saying. When did I say they were
I
not
thought you
good?
just
I don't know.
disagreed.
Yeah.
I didn't see Boxall as much.
I just said Tootsie got his goal. What?
I thought you were just. I thought you were
I-
going to.
I
Yeah,
get-
you're like,
I
no,
got his
it's-
goal,
I
but he
get
was shit.
slandered on this podcast.
I thought you were going to
Jesus
say
Christ.
you got
I
his
get-
goal, but then he was
I
bad.
get absolutely slandered. No, I thought Hugh had more impact than what the stats looked like. I just
Yeah.
thought
Yeah.
he was there when
Yeah.
he needed to. There were a couple of times where he dropped a mark that he will take in a couple of years, or he just wasn't able to get the hands out in time.
Yeah.
But like, they just need to play the team and get the experience.
There was a mark that he dropped. It was just an elite kick by Nas.
Yeah, I think it was in the middle.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
they
and
got a goal out of it. Or maybe
Another
missed. No,
younger
no.
player was Jack Carroll, and when he came on for Philip's
looked good.
injury,
It took him a while to get into it.
It
but
did.
he
He's playing a
did
role
look
he
good.
doesn't never played before.
yeah, exactly. Like, we didn't try to play him as him. We played him as Pooh.
Yeah.
Basically.
He's so clean in the contest. Carroll.
100%.
I love him.
I found it so funny that when he gave the handball to Keeler and when he dropped the ball and stuff, it was like, I could kick the goal. Oh, but Keeler's
then
there. And then he just drops
yeah.
the ball trying to
Oh,
handball after
That
trying
was
to kick.
bad.
It
But
was so funny.
That was.
Oh, that was really funny.
that
But
was bad. And I think that's really it for the players. we
Yeah,
need to
I
that's
just,
touch
want
on.
specific.
to, I just want to touch on one player
Who?
that I know we've been very against. I just want to hear your
Can we guess
thoughts on our captain's game this
True,
week.
we did
Good.
not talk about- I actually thought he was pretty good.
there
Pretty
were still a couple times where he does still get beat in the stoppage.
Yeah.
But he looked a lot better. He's moving now.
Yeah.
23, 6 tackles, 8 marks.
Yeah.
It was 2 times that I noticed where he just didn't go for the ball, which is a bit odd for his
Mhm.
standards. Like he just let it go, and I think one was on a wing and then one was in the center. He just watched the ball
Yeah.
bounce. It was a bit odd, but
Oh,
besides, I think he's improving a lot the last 2 weeks.
definitely.
Yeah, I think McRae, like, as much as it hurts him being out, you're okay there,
6-0.
Ben?
Yeah, all good. Just
He'll
has
be
As
Yeah,
fun.
much
we'll
as
be
much as
zooming in.
McRae hurts being out, it has helped Steele
Yeah.
Yeah.
find a fair bit of form.
Yeah.
Caminiti, someone we didn't talk about. Thought he was great down
Keeler.
back
Yeah,
again.
Keeler.
Yep.
Yeah,
Max Hall.
Did we not talk about Keeler?
you found it
I
very
said at the
interesting.
start.
Yeah.
Yeah, you found it very interesting that Keeler played up forward.
I did say that,
and then he
start.
kicked
I'm
2
like,
goals in the first quarter.
Why is
Do-
Keeler
Do
forward?
we think May knew that Keeler was going to play
No.
forward?
I
Because
don't
May
know-
had
I don't
May had
thi-
no clue in
I
that
don't
first
think
quarter.
he knew who he was or
Yeah.
where he was at all.
That's what somebody messaged me. He goes, "Do you reckon May has any idea who this bloke is?"
Well, that's why I questioned it, because he played so well down back
Yeah.
last week. I thought had 15 touches, and then goes forward
Yeah.
this week, 10 touches, 3 goals and a behind.
Clearly, Wilkie just said, "Oh, you can go forward, mate. I got you covered."
I know.
Caminiti is really turning into a elite or not an elite player for our team.
He's
in that
showing
back
elite
line.
signs.
He's not the exact Josh Battle replacement, but
He's
he's the
bigger than
player
Josh
that's
Battle.
I
filled
was
Josh
thinking-
Battle's role.
Actually,
Yeah,
speaking
that's-
of whoever that bloke is there any games this year that you guys gone, geez, I wish we had Battle still?
Not when he
Not
coughs
really.
up 5 goals
Yeah,
directly.
seven or something, wasn't it?
6. Jesus Christ.
I had a rant about him.
He's
I don't know.
shit. He is
But
deplorable.
has there
right now.
been a game going,
No.
we win this if Battle plays, compared to
really.
like we win this if King plays?
No.
That's what I've noticed. I think I said it on the weekend. Is it Wilkie just stepping up, or is it
Yeah.
Caminiti really playing his part?
100%. Listen, there was no actual key forward for him to really be on him. It's
Yeah.
Harry Petty.
But even the
Let's be
last
fucking
week,
for
to be
real.
fair, in that Gold Coast team, he played pretty well.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
did well on King
Um,
and Ethan Reed.
Yeah, and
But none of them really got into the game at all. But
Yeah,
I just
it's
think he's starting
headlong.
to get physical with his opponent. Like he always
Yeah.
used to be just I'm either can't go with you, but I can go with you on the lead.
Yep.
And then I'll try and instant mark you in a pack. But now he's actually getting physical and winning one-on-ones.
he's bulked up a lot.
100%. He looks
He has.
primed to break out next year. Full-time key back.
Does he get a number change? We keep him at 47.
Who
I
could
don't know.
retire?
You wait for the off-season podcast.
I reckon,
I'm
it
big
could
on the
be,
numbers.
I reckon he could get number 3.
Caminiti in the 3.
I think I could
I hate
see
that.
him in the 3.
I don't know.
Or he goes to 25 after Filippo goes
I
to
need
3.
I need Filippo down.
Filippo in the 3.
I need.
So
I don't know where
Filippo
TDK is
in
going to
the
be.
3.
But
Jack Stephen Filippo. Oh.
So one thing me and Cooper were talking about last week was the back setup we had with Keeler, Caminiti, Wilkie.
Yeah.
We've seen Keeler go forward.
Yeah,
does Sandy have a bye this week?
Yeah,
of course.
Does Tyree play in 2 weeks?
that's what I'm going to say. Do we see Tyro play in 2 weeks?
I think he does come in.
He showed some signs in that VFL game. Didn't play a complete game. Obviously, he lost.
Slow start, but
Yeah,
he's back into
he
it.
allowed a goal. I think their first goal was on him.
Mate, they
Who-
kicked that many goals, it didn't matter.
you know who we play after Bulldogs?
Collingwood?
Oh.
Is it?
Yeah.
He might
Imagine he debuts against Collingwood.
Tim Membry. Tim Membry turn game.
Oh, don't get me started.
I do love Tim
That
Membry.
would be, he just flies in and whacks Tim Memory in the head.
Oh, come on.
That's what Lloyd Meeker does to Cat
Come on.
That'd be
Jeez,
so
mate.
good though, no?
It would be
Or
pretty
against
good.
Hawthorn.
I don't
Or
think it would be
against
good
Hawthorn.
smacking Tim
Comes
Membry.
in against Hawthorn and does it to Josh
It
Bannon.
would be pretty good because Collingwood fans
not-
are a bit up
I'm
about
not
Membry
against
at the
that.
moment.
I rate
well.
Membry
Actually,
though.
Jack Sinclair didn't talk about him. Just had his easy 25.
That's what happens.
He just does it every week. He
He's
doesn't
been
care.
the last 4-5 weeks. He's been really good.
Yeah, it was on track, which I thought was very interesting. I
Yeah.
thought maybe track would be able to get better on him given the physical
Yeah.
differences, but no, he guarded really well.
Zach Jones played well too.
Yeah,
Did- Alright.
Yep.
yeah. Well,
I reckon he's the first midfielder to leave, if somebody
Yeah,
was
yeah.
dropped, but for McRae. But I think he played well.
doesn't really matter given we will now be going to the Saner of the week
Here we go.
Will.
with the fans voting.
Fans voted for Callum Wilkie.
Callum Wilkie.
Fair enough.
Wilkes.
Definitely,
blame them at all.
Definitely thought that was fair. And since
Yep.
Cooper, you don't have Cooper's changes this week. How about you go first? All right, bit of technical difficulties there, but Cooper, you've given your one vote to Hunter Clark.
Yes, as we said before, he played a really complete game. My 2 votes go to Marcus Windhager. I think he
Ooh,
tagged
Marcus Windhager,
because
2
I picked it
votes.
out of the game, as because I picked it probably played one of the best games. And he's one of the most damaging players in the AFL at the moment. My 3 votes, as everybody will probably agree, the brick wall we have down back, the AA full back. Didn't do much wrong. Probably didn't do anything wrong, actually.
Nah, did nothing.
Nah.
I think Malcolm's had a quite good last 2 weeks, and he shut him down.
100%. He's been able to shut down Harris Andrews, so I was a bit nervous. And then he said,
Yep.
Callum Wilkie said, nah, not today, mate.
Yep,
No.
I agree. So, yeah, that's my 1, 2, 3 votes.
I've gone pretty similar,
Counting.
same players.
Shut
But I've gone 1 vote, Hunter Clark. I think we've all touched on him a little bit, but you okay there, Ben?
Why say it?
Why did you say it?
No, but 2 votes. I've gone Callum Wilkie with
Yeah.
my 2 votes.
Yeah.
And I've gone Marcus Windhager 3 votes.
Oh, hang on.
So
I
I've
didn't
switched
process
it
that.
already.
I've
So
switched
you're
it
going
up.
Wilkie too.
Yeah.
Why
You
is
just-
this?
you
Because
just trying to be
Well,
unoriginal.
Windhager played really good and he tagged Pickett out of the game.
So you don't agree with your fans?
I
Oh, I see.
Fair enough.
I just thought Marcus Windhager deserved it.
Okay.
What about you, Ben?
Fair enough.
Let's get to your vote.
Start with a 3, Callum Wilkie.
Yep.
Pretty confirmed.
Yep.
I don't think anyone really doubts how good of a player he is. 2 votes, Windy. I love him now. Like, I had some doubts about him.
Hang on. You've been talking shit about it the whole. This is what, 9 episodes? You've had 8 episodes of talking shit about him.
And I said I love him now. I
Okay.
didn't say I've loved him all the time.
Okay.
All right.
Can a man not change his opinion?
Not that quickly, but okay. Go on.
It's 8. It's been 2 months.
All right.
I just get flamed for fucking nothing on this podcast. I swear to God.
Go on.
You guys just
come
hate
on.
me.
We don't have time for a Ben rant.
1 vote.
Serious as footy.
Tossed up between Butler, Clark, and Keeler.
Killer.
I'm going to split it 0.333 between them all. Can't
Okay.
decide.
That's
You-
what we did
you
last
do
week,
you.
didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we did last
You
week.
you do you, but
That is
that-
odd.
Always do, man.
That's it for another week of voting. But it is time to move on
What?
to the injuries now. So we had 3 injuries this week. None of them
Yeah.
really
Who's
that
our third?
serious. So
Who's the third?
Filippo
Yes.
did his corky. Should be
Yes.
back round 14 against Bulldogs. So
Yep. Not expected to miss a game.
won't miss.
Baby goat versus the goat.
Hopefully.
Oh, yes.
Max Hall dislocated his finger
Oh,
or
yes,
something happened
yes.
there in the second quarter. Slowed right down after it. He was playing pretty good, but
Yep.
should be good to go. And Naz had that ankle injury and the head
Yep.
bump, so
Well, he was limping and then he just dashed off half back a minute later.
Yeah.
So I don't know how serious that was.
That's Naz for you.
He'll be fine. And
Absolute star.
and the concussion, even if he gets delayed, he'll have the bye. So we've got the 2 week
Yep. So he should be fine.
displacement.
I think that's it for that game. Time to move on to the VFL.
There's always a negative in this podcast.
Yeah.
Sandy went down by 36 points. Man, I can't wait to stop calling him Sandy and it to finally be St Kilda VFL.
Sandies.
Yep. Fair enough.
Yep, all right. Yep, good one, Ben.
I think
Okay.
St Kilda VFL is actually open on Instagram. If anyone wants to take that handle before they do.
Could be you. That could be you.
Force them to pay you up, Cooper.
Yeah. I'll just give me a job there instead.
But yeah, look, Hugo Garcia played really well. 35, a goal, 12 tackles.
Yep.
Man,
Does he come back in straight away, Will, or no?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think I like him.
11
His little,
clearances.
it's like when Filippo was dominating last year in this VFL around the same
Yeah,
stage, but we just didn't bring him in for a
it's
bit.
just a thing of like if he comes in, like
What's he gonna do?
he won't be getting inside mid minutes that
Correct.
much. So
Yeah, and like we know exactly what he's done. Like he's done this multiple times in the VFL, and so the only concern, like Jack McRae, if he comes in, he'll be ahead of him realistically.
Easily, yes.
So like Jack McRae will come in for either Jones or Boxall, more than likely.
I think Jones.
And so the only one who comes out then would be the other. And I don't think maybe over Boxall, but at the same time he's not that around the ground midfielder
yeah,
that Boxall can be.
the man I think who's most likely to come in from this game is Liam Henry.
Yes.
I thought his fitness I think is finally there.
Did get a nice goal off a Harry Boyd hit out too.
He did
Yes.
9 tackles and the goal as you mentioned. I think he'll be the one that comes in. And
Yeah.
Harry Boyd 69 hitouts.
This is
Don't care.
fair enough.
against Frankston.
This is a lot what I've seen on social media. He's just so big for the VFL, but he's just the same. Like he's not as good as
Yeah.
in the AFL.
He still can't get around the ground.
I said to you after the game, like, if there was a mid-season trade period, we could have sent him off to Essendon, and they would have probably
Yeah,
paid
that's
a
agreed.
pretty penny for him.
Yeah.
Now Max Heath didn't play. He was a travelling emergency.
He didn't
I
play.
think Heath's ahead of officially ahead
Does
of
that
Boyd now.
does that
Yeah.
say anything for the future of Max Heath? He's
I
now
th-
travelling.
I think we're
he's a
getting
travelling
close.
emergency.
We are getting really close.
Yeah,
Gotta
I do.
throw him
Well,
at least once.
I think
surely.
Heath debut.
Do we play him against the Dogs, that tall team?
We could.
Because
I
Darcy will
wouldn't-
probably be back.
I wouldn't be surprised if we play him against Collingwood.
Yes, that could work because they might play Cox. Cox played
Yeah.
well in the VFL this weekend, so he might come
Honestly.
back in.
I think that'd be the game because you look at Frampton and you look at Moore and you look at Howe.
Yep.
It's some you can't have Owens, Keeler, and Sharman against those three. I don't think that works.
No.
So are you guys going to the Collingwood St Kilda game?
I will be
Yes.
going to the Collingwood
Yes.
Kilda game.
Where are you sitting?
No idea.
You gonna go GA?
I could.
Can you save me a spot? What? I'm working till like 8, so
All right. I'm
I
sure
might
he'll
be
save
able
you a
to.
spot.
thanks.
But just one more thing to touch on. Everyone else played pretty subpar. Angus McLennan saw a few CBAs.
I did see that. Odd.
in the
Yeah,
final.
not a fan.
I'm not sure if that's a move
But
we wanted to do or
what are we doing for that?
just
for?
out of necessity. Because in the VFL we see Butler come up to stoppages. So I wonder if it was.
Except that Sandy
So
team.
it was
We
also
say it each
bad.
week. It's so bad. We need it. Like,
He-
you bring it in the back pocket.
It's
The
so
CBA.
bad
I
for
would love for
development.
him to be able to develop into like a genuine interceptor, but they have to force him to play as a lockdown, and he doesn't
Yeah.
get that role.
Yep.
And so I would love for him and Schoenmaker to be able to switch roles.
Is he out of
This-
contract, McLennan?
Yeah. This is
Yeah.
why St Kilda VFL is so important when it comes to the development of our players.
Yep.
So like, someone commented like St Kilda VFL, even if we do get it, like we're still going to be playing 3 ruckmen. I'm like, yeah, we
Yeah.
will, but like they'll each be playing even time in the
Yeah.
ruck. Like right now, it's like Harry Boyd plays 70-80%, Max Heath gets the other 20, and Alex Dodson plays no ruck at all.
I don't think he
He's
even
a-
played on the weekend.
Nah, Heath and Dodson didn't play at all.
Yes.
But usually when they play, it's that sort of split.
Dodson he's a slider in a draft too, so he has some
He
potential.
was a
Yeah, I
big
know.
slide. He was considered like top 25
Yeah.
by Geelong,
So
Yeah.
and that's really promising.
And then-
I see
yeah.
him. I think replaces Boyd as that second or
Yeah,
maybe
I
in
think-
Heath
Well,
next year.
next year it'll be Heath, and then Dodson plays the backup.
Well, we'll touch on our ruck backups.
Here's a question actually with this rucks.
Yeah.
Are we listing 2 rucks next year?
Nah, just
We'll
Boyd.
talk about this
'Cause-
in the segment we can cut to now.
Cut
We'll
to.
trade and draft segment. So,
Oh, so this says, but mine doesn't get going.
well, we've got stuff to talk about here. So Naz talked about how he wanted to, be a part of a very successful
Sign the
St Kilda
contract.
team. Just sign the contract.
The contract.
But apart
Now-
from that, there's not much.
Now we saw the same with Dan Houston last year, saying he's not
Yep.
leaving. But how confident are we that he's staying now?
I'm pretty confident Nas
I'm
goes
about
today.
66.6% confident. I'm not
66.
that confident.
I'm
but
80% confident he's going to stay.
I'm 100% confident. He'll stay.
Of course you are.
I'm saying it now. He's staying.
This time last year, I was like, battle's gone. I was already like thinking, okay, like who are we going to draft with our 2 first-round picks?
I
This
don't know who
year,
that is.
I am very confident.
Is that some bloke that had a 33-year-old kick 6 to him or something?
Something like that. But
This isn't the Josh Battle hate train, mate.
I think
Speaking of stuff.
pretty interesting going into the bye week. We obviously don't have much to talk about for next week, but we can talk about something that will affect the rest of the year.
I believe we're going quick fire.
We are going quick fire, fireball style. We've got the Saints out of contract. There are 16 players currently without a contract
You have to read them off to me.
for 2025. I will read them off to you. I want you to say if they will stay or go. Angus McLennan,
Go.
Go.
I think he goes. Ari Scholemaker,
Stay.
Stays.
I think he stays. Dougal Howard,
Stay.
Depends what his fitness is. It could be a Brad Crouch situation.
Also depends on who comes in.
I reckon Howard goes.
If Sauce and Illyrian, I wouldn't want him.
Yep. Harry Boyd,
Go.
I think he goes. Isaac Keeler,
Stay. Have to keep.
I need to see more of him first.
I think he'll stay.
Has to.
We
has to
need that
stay.
SA. Best mates with Naz. We need that SA
And
connection.
what he showed on the weekend, if he can do that more consistently
Yeah.
and start to show those signs more, love that.
Yep. And Jack Carroll,
Stays.
Stay.
stay. Jimmy Webster.
Gone.
Is that because he's retiring or we delisted him?
No, I think he goes to like Essendon for a couple of years and then goes to Tassie for his last couple.
He's pretty old.
Tassie
He's
asks-
32, 33.
Is this a rumour of Essendon or
No,
is this
he's
fair
just
news?
He's a
saying-
Tassie bloke, so
He is a
he's
Tassie
going to go
bloke.
to Tassie. Like, end it last couple of years or just to be a Luke McDonald.
Okay.
Alright, he's pretty old.
I think he's playing very good footy at the moment. I think he stays.
I think
And
it
there's,
depends.
there's nobody knocking on the door for that position. either.
Stocker.
I think it depends on how we
That's
end the
not-
year. If we finish good, I think he'll stay. If we finish shit and we want to blood the youth, he'll go.
Yep.
Liam O'Connell,
Stays.
Stay.
stay. Liam Stocker,
Stay.
I want him on a 3-year deal, Ross.
yeah.
I don't want
him
these
on
1 years.
I want him on a
him
6-year deal.
I want him on these 1 year deals because that's why he fights so hard, because he knows his game's on the edge.
Oh, I'm keen for. I know who's on a 1-year deal that you're going to talk about soon. I'm keen for
On a
Vance.
1-year deal.
Yeah, you'll go through him because he's always on 1-year deals.
Oh,
Same
okay.
as Stocker.
Okay. Marcus Wintager.
Stay. Ooh.
His decision, I
Yeah.
think.
Depends what we can get for him.
I'm in the same camp.
If we can
because
get an early second round pick, deal done.
I don't know about that.
I don't think we trade him.
Not after we played on the weekend. Not for a
We're not
second.
getting- we're not
but
getting a first for him.
He shows this every 10 games.
We won't get a
Oh,
first
come
for
on.
him, so he'll
Be
stay.
real.
If he can keep it consistent.
Back on the hate trade.
Max Hall.
Stay.
Yep.
Love him.
Stay. Yep. Max Heath.
Stay. If he gets a game, even just one, he stays. We need someone. He can't just
If we
be
get- if we get
Koning and
TDK,
Dodson.
And Marshall stays.
Marshall's not staying if we get TDK.
I don't know.
Don't know
Yeah.
why you think
There's-
that.
I'm in the same camp. If Marshall stays, TDK comes. We've got Dodson on the list. Heath goes.
Unless he can do something forward.
Going to. If TDK comes, Marshall we're using as trade bait.
Marshall is quoted to say that he would play any position.
Yeah.
It's been reported that Marshall won't want to be
Hey,
second
these are
fiddle.
quick fire.
These are
quick fire.
quotes though.
Oh, shut up.
Alright.
From some journalists. that's trying to
Nasiah,
get
is he staying or going?
Stay.
a stay.
Yep,
He won't
stay.
leave.
Stay. Ryan Burns.
This is what I was waiting
Gone.
for.
Trade bait.
Nobody's
no one's
trading
trading
for
for
Ryan
Ryan
Burns.
Burns.
West Coast will.
No, they wouldn't.
I reckon we trade him.
Okay.
He stays because he's Ross's boy.
I think he goes, and then we re-sign him in the SSP period. I think he's
That's
one of
fucking
those.
lame.
I think he's one of those
That's
types.
when remember Dan McKenzie was never going to do that.
Yeah.
and just didn't.
Zane Cordy.
Gone.
Gone.
He's gone now. I don't. Why are we not? He's 6 to
Yeah.
8 weeks still.
Yeah.
Why didn't
Zach,
we open a
and the
mid-season
last
draft?
one, Zach Jones.
Gone. That 3 is Philippos
Ooh.
or Walsh's if you want.
I'd say if we get in like a Bergman or any type of midfielder, he's gone.
he's gone. I don't. I don't.
think
No offense to him, at all. As I say this most weeks, but there's no point of keeping him.
I think he's yeah. I think
I
he's
think
probably
I think
gone.
he's playing all right, but I think this is his last year.
Yeah.
I think it's time to make the tough call, and then that's it. Those are the 16 players that are out of contract.
wrap that up pretty quickly.
Yeah, well, it was better
Well
than
done.
what 1 to 44 players last week that
No,
we
that-
just talked about for some reason.
I don't even know how we got down that path.
You
but
just
You
went.
guys.
it is time.
Where you guys?
Mate, it's not the Goonies, mate, but it's time to get into the fan questions.
Here we
Gee,
go.
we still have
Ready.
fan questions.
Any
This
questions?
has been a nice podcast with no preview. So,
Cooper's put a question there. Should we start off with Cooper's question?
what's my
Yeah,
question?
Let's hate on him for it.
What's my question?
How drunk were you on the weekend?
What did it say?
Why is Naz so good?
Oh, no, that's fun. That was Sunday. No, that's
Mate,
fun.
Naz,
Because he's my favourite.
Naz is very good at football.
Is
Naz
Naz the
is-
best halfback in the comp?
No.
Yeah. Who's
No.
better?
Jack Sinclair.
Nah,
Not anymore, I don't think.
Nah.
I think six.
Naz is better.
I take
I
six.
think Naz is the best, and
I take six.
he's just even there's one clip that was thrown on social media of him just taking on the game on, and it was just a perfect kick inside 50.
Was it to
Yeah.
Higgins?
No, it was Carroll, I think, actually. And then Carroll didn't go for goal, even though he probably could have made
Somewhere he
difference.
does like the step back
Yeah.
hesitation. Yeah.
Might have been to Hunter Clark who kicked it around, and that's where Brad Hill got the goal. I think that's the
No,
one
no,
where-
Carroll kicked it to Brad Hill. It was
Yeah.
that one though. It was Carroll.
Yeah.
Because I was like, why is
I
Carroll not kicking
guess
this?
these two are probably the same. So, what position will we finish, and can we make finals?
No to finals this year. I don't see it happening. I don't think we win the next two, to be fair.
No.
I think I would love to be 15th if we're going for draft.
I think that's same. 15th, 14th.
If we're not making finals, I'd rather be 15th than 10th.
When you look at our run home, it is pretty tough.
Mm.
So we've got the Bulldogs on Thursday night. We've got Collingwood on a Saturday night. Then we've got Freo. I don't see us winning any of those games.
I could see us beating Freo.
Yeah, that's the only one.
I
Collingwood,
could
you never
see
know.
us pushing Collingwood.
Hawthorn. I don't think we win that.
Because
Where
Collingwood
is
don't
it?
play well under Marvel.
Marvel. Yeah, they don't.
Where's-
play
where's
well.
the
No,
Hawthorn game?
we'll beat Hawthorn.
Hawthorn's at Marvel.
We'll beat Hawthorn.
Yeah, I'd at the moment with the way they're playing.
Not even that. We will beat Hawthorn.
Sydney.
I'm certain we'll beat Hawthorn.
Sydney at Marvel.
We
Josh
could
Battle
beat-
sucks.
GMHBA against the Cats.
Nah.
Nah.
Melbourne
Yeah.
at
Marvel, yes, we'll win that.
Marvel. Yep.
Yeah.
North Melbourne.
Yes.
We win that.
Win that.
Richmond.
Yes.
Yeah.
At the G.
Is it a G?
yeah.
Yuck.
Maybe,
get
maybe
12K
we'll
fans.
win that,
Yeah,
fans.
we're going to finish with 9 or 10 wins again, which
Yeah.
is just yuck.
which is a bit.
And then we got GWS
Then we've got
last.
Essendon
Oh.
on a Friday night.
We probably
we
win
got
that
Carlton.
too.
Who knows? And then we've got
Carlton where?
GWS.
At Marvel?
We don't play Carlton.
Oh,
Oh,
again.
we don't.
GWS.
Don't know why you said that, but
Because we always play Carlton twice. that's why.
GWS the end of the year. at
GWS end of the year
Where?
at the Farm Stadium. whatever
Any
it's
danger of
called,
us playing them at Marvel? It's been 7
No.
years now. Or 2019 was the last
that one?
time.
I know.
Or
Good time.
2018, I think, actually. When was the draw? When Carlisle should have taken them off.
Yeah, I think so.
I think that was the last time we played them there, which is crazy.
I think so. So yeah, I think we all
Oh.
agree. Hopefully, we finish in that 15th, 16th.
I don't want to see us finishing any higher than 12th.
That's fair.
There is
Any
0
higher.
points.
Fair.
You can't
Exactly.
tank at the same time.
Like,
We're gonna beat
Could-
beat North. We're gonna beat Richmond. so
could I
just-
see us finishing in the 8? Yes,
Ooh.
but I don't want to. That's the
Don't
point.
want
I don't think it's good for us to finish
You
in the
don't
8.
wanna-
A final at the MCG wouldn't be good.
You
for
don't want to
the
get
young
to
group.
finals and just lose.
Exactly. It's just a round circle.
I think depends how you look at it. I
Yeah,
think
alright.
the exposure of a final at the MCG, especially because we're probably if we play a final at the MCG, it would be against a big club.
Yeah, we'd
Yep.
also be locked in to get Butters, Bergman, Aaliyah, and TDK.
That would be.
So
Pretty
That's
who-
the other
that
thing.
would be pretty good.
Who's fifth right now? Like say it's fifth versus eighth.
It'd probably be like Gold Coast, Adelaide, or Hawthorn.
Geelong.
So Geelong at the G.
Yeah, because it'd be a Geelong home game at the
We
G.
would fucking win that. Just
No,
quietly.
we would get absolutely clobbered.
They don't.
We would get
I don't know. I
clobbered.
don't- We're good against Geelong.
Yeah. And it's not down at Geelong.
Next question. Getting a bit too out of ourselves, talking about who we're going to play in finals.
Yeah, we're not making finals. That quickly. Not making it.
Thoughts on Keeler as a forward?
Like it, but it's
I like
also
him both.
just-
It's
yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
He played 2 complete games the last 2 weeks, one at either end of the ground.
I like him as both, but don't flip flop him around.
Yep.
Pick a position and play
Yeah,
him there.
it's the same thing
I
with
think we'll keep him as forward until Kim comes back, and then
yeah.
we'll see.
it's the same thing with Caminiti. Just lock him into one spot and let him.
I don't want to see Caminiti unless it is like life or death. Him playing forward again.
Yep.
Yeah. And then
Agreed.
final question. What was your opinion on not taking a pick in the mid-season draft?
Don't care anymore.
care?
Season's over.
I said it before. I don't see the point of having Zane Corney on the list still.
I think that's, especially when you look at how it played out, we would have had a shot at Archer May.
Exactly.
Would have had a shot at Mason still.
He's 6 to 8 weeks, is he?
Yeah.
So that's what,
He's not playing until round 20.
round 18 at the earliest.
Yeah.
Plus, he won't go straight into that team because that backline's pretty solid at the moment.
So at most, we're going to get 6 games out of him.
2 VFL games, so round 20 onwards.
So like
If
3 games.
there's a spot there for him, he's playing well in the VFL,
Yeah.
which is also probably not going to happen.
The reason why we've taken people in the past is look at Cooper Sharman, really good upside. You look at Max Heath.
But tell me, Archie
upside
May
as a
would have been good.
ruckman. I don't know any of the mid season
He's a-
picks.
Gun key forward.
Archer May.
Yeah.
Archer May looks like a gun.
Yeah.
He went to Essendon.
Well,
He's a gun key forward.
we've got Max King, and we clearly have no need for a second. We're not targeting a second.
But he's just there. So
Yeah.
you might as well. He's better than Cordy.
Cannot disagree with you on that one.
That is fair.
Is it a 6-month deal? Normal, like I know.
So like some get 6 months.
I know. Normally go 18.
Majority of them got 6, and then I think like 6 got 18.
So we put him on a 6-month deal. That's better than Cordy.
I
That's
think
why I don't see the point.
one of the reasons we probably didn't is because you draft a dud and you delist him. I think you have to pay him
Oh,
for
yeah.
the next year as well, the base salary. So like 132.
But then he also don't know the rules of mid-season draft. It might be like it's Cordy's decision, and Cordy goes no,
Yeah.
which is also a
Yeah.
thing. I don't know if that's a thing or not, or it's the club's decision. But if it's the club's decision, it's silly.
That is fair, and that was the final fan question we'll do today. So that wraps it up for this week's
No
episode.
preview, no prediction.
No preview.
Do we beat the buy?
I think we do. I don't think we're going to do a
we're
Port
better
Adelaide.
than Port Adelaide.
Yeah.
We're better
That
than
is
Port
such a good
Adelaide.
video.
Don't think we're going to lose to the bye, thankfully. But
Is
yeah.
there anything we want to see in this bye week? Is there a re-signing that we'd love to see?
Hope to see Naz re-sign
Yep.
during the bye week. I think we'll get a few. I think we'll get the official announcement
Are the
of...
Saints doing any open
Barrett?
trainings this week?
Don't think so.
Just
So I don't think they
Filippo,
train.
probably official too. You'd say.
Yeah, we'll get a few like that. So like the ones that have already signed on. So
Love a
Filippo,
Stocker signing would be good.
Barrett. I think we'll get Travalia and Taru new deals.
Yep.
I think that's been talked about a bit. Hopefully a Wilson deal. Secretly, like, hasn't re-signed past his rookie deal.
Where's he gonna go though? That's the thing.
Exactly. So he's got one more year until
Yeah.
it's over. But yeah, hasn't re-signed.
His mate Harley Reid's coming next year, so he'll re-sign.
Yeah, I know. Mate, Lance has already re-signed, so
I thought he was gone.
give it to
100%.
Wilson.
When he rocked up with that pillow, he's not coming. He's not staying.
When he got-
someone in the VFL,
He's
like
re-
that.
he's
there was
requesting a trade
photo, there was a
tomorrow.
photo we posted when he got drafted. It was like him and his family. His family were just not happy at all.
Yeah.
I'll never forget
They
that.
clearly
photo.
wanted him to stay in WA.
A Tanner
Yeah.
Bruin situation. When
Yeah,
Tanner
a bit
Bruin got
like that.
drafted.
All right, but I think that's it.
What? What's wrong?
Nothing,
it's
Tanner
just-
Bruin.
I really hope he doesn't do a Tanner Bruin. That's all.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
Okay then.
But
Let's not get
I think
into
that's
Yeah,
it
wrap
for.
things up, Cooper.
I think that's it
Wrap
for
things up.
episode 9. Almost into the double digits. Got one more episode to
Yeah,
go.
we
Are we
missed
done?
out on a
So
few weeks.
Are we having a cake or something for the 10th episode?
Maybe we'll see. I might plan something. But thank
you
you guys for listening. Make sure to give us 5 stars on Spotify. Subscribe, like on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram. We're on Twitter as well. Trying to get a Facebook started, so that should be good.
It's the old blokes.
Hey, Facebook is just not working, but I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you in episode 10.
Bye-bye.